Hey guys, Joe Onit coming in. Going to be covering a pike and shot mod battle here on Total War Shogun 2. The battle is the Battle of Saul, from what I was able to understand from the Discord, and this is currently using the newest version of the mod. You can find the mod Discord link in the description for this video. You guys can go on over there if you'd like to and get this mod. It is very, very popular, and it is getting worked on quite often. So, from what I've come to understand, the Battle of Saul is between two Netherlands forces and a Sweden ally taking on 3 Spanish armies. But I couldn't really find anything past that other than it was sometime in the 17 or 1800s. So if you guys have any information for this battle, obviously drop it down in the comment section below for me to be able to pick up. But with the players here, we have the 2 Netherlands armies. One of them is being commanded by Killer. The other one is being commanded by Mortiso Lincoln. And then the Sweden army here is being commanded by Herschel. Then on the opposite side of the battlefield, all 3 Spanish armies, we have Sandwich, Dr. Pyro, and Louis. But yeah, so there's your army comps. I'm not going to put all the armies on the screens because they are gigantic armies, and it would take me literally a day and a half to figure out all of these units as far as what units are in what army. So yeah, hopefully you guys do enjoy this. I know this is way different than the normal Total War Rome 2, but this is a mod that I used to cover quite often, and then I kind of just fell off from covering for a little while. But I am going to try my best to get back onto it. As I have made the announcement already previous, this channel will be turning back into nothing but Total War. So you're going to see Shogun, you're going to see modded Shogun, you're going to see Rome 2, obviously, you're going to see Attila, Base Attila, 1212, Dauntless Days, Napoleon, Thrones of Britannia, name a Total War besides Pharaoh and Troy, and you'll probably see replays for it and modded for all of those Total War as well. But that is going to be the end of this introduction, so hopefully you guys do enjoy the battle. Feel free to hit the like button, drop some comments, share the video, subscribe to the channel, but let's dive on into this one.
De vijand is nabij.
All right, so does appear that we have some of the Netherlands force over on this side. One of the Netherlands forces over here getting some good volleys, but a big response here from the Spanish forces there. Big cannon, musket fire response, or muskets, or whatever they are. Rifle response. I remember getting kind of yelled at a little bit because I didn't know the difference between muskets and rifles for this mod. So I think I'm just going to stick with calling them muskets because I think that's what they are. I could be wrong, but I think that's what they are. But yeah, so firing going on back and forth. We do still see this force over here is actually kind of intriguing me. I'm wondering to see what all of this cavalry here is going to do, because that is about 11 units of cavalry right there, counting the general, 12 units of cavalry. So I'm very interested to see what's going to happen, but there seems to be about an equal part of cavalry over on this end here as well for Sweden. So we're going to have to see how that plays out, but so far it does look like it's just pretty much skirmishers here in the middle firing into the Dutch and Swedish forces to this point. Over on the other side of the battlefield, it does look like we're starting to get a little bit more infantry involved in the fight. We actually had a cavalry charge right here. It came across the field. Does not look like it fared very well. They charge into pikes. There were some pikes here. Yeah, they are falling back, reforming their lines. So far, they've only lost 5 men in that unit. This unit here is down 13. But we do have a cannon unit right here as well. Not sure. Oh, never mind. I think that cannon unit just got taken out. Looks like it did just get taken out, so maybe that's why that cav charged in. Does look like one of them or 2 of them was actually returned to the battle. This unit here is still retreating back to the line. So maybe all of the units did come back. It looks like all 4 of them did actually come back. So they didn't rout. That's actually very, very lucky. I remember covering this mod a while back. Cavalry kind of routed. Once they routed, it was very difficult to see if they were going to come back onto the battlefield or not. But here we go. Massive line fire here coming from some of these Dutch units. Big old volleys coming in and just really dropping these skirmish forces. But again, the skirmish force is not really losing very many men. Down 15 there, 18 there. This unit here losing only 7. But I do see some cavalry now moving on the far side of the battlefield here. Moving forward, not really charging just yet, just kind of moving on forward. And volley after volley. Now we're going to have a bit of a charge. So cavalry entanglements going on this end of the battlefield. And there you go, what a big charge. Oh my god, more and more cav just charging in here. Huge, another charge coming in. It does look like this Spanish player that's on this end of the battlefield, maybe not paying full attention. Maybe he was just moving his cav forward. But they are getting absolutely freight trained right now. Yeah, his cavalry is easily getting completely dominated right now. Very unfortunate to see. And the the Swedish cav continuing forward, getting into more of this Spanish cavalry. I was actually, like I said back a couple minutes ago, I was very interested to see what was going to happen on this end, and it looks like this is just an absolute destruction coming in the part of the Spanish cavalry units just getting destroyed. That is a big blow to the far western line here, the southwestern line of this battlefield. That is a huge blow to the Spanish cavalry forces. Now back in the center, we have more cav coming across the middle here. I guess that maybe they're going to move down there, try and reinforce that side, but I do not believe they're going to make it down there in time. Back over here, infantry still firing away. The Dutch infantry has moved forward yet again. Pretty sure this is their Jaegers. Yeah, these look like Jaeger-type infantry. Light infantry, if you will, if you're a Napoleon player. But, oh my god, what a volley. Look at the puffs of smoke coming off these guns. Oh, boy. Big old volleys flying into the field there. Absolutely amazing. Love to see it. Really love to see it. A lot of cavalry still up on that end, but I believe the Spanish have a lot of, yeah, they have a ton of cavalry over here. Okay, so there is still a large cavalry force here in the north, but it does look like there is still somewhat of a presence of cavalry here for the Netherlands here as well. More cavalry here in the middle. So there really is a lot of cavalry, and I'm honestly waiting to see these cannons to be deployed. They have yet to be deployed. Looks like they're still all limbered up. I'm not sure exactly what is being waited for here, but again, there's the 3 units of cav coming across the field here. Okay, what are we looking for? Are they going after this general? No, they are not. Oh no, they're going to get into this cannon. They are going to get into these cannons unless we have a canister shot that's about to go off, but we do not. Oh, there's a shot. Why are they retreating? Oh, they could have gotten into that. Oh, they broke. They routed. That sucks that they routed that easily. These 2 units look like they routed maybe as well, but oh my god. Oh, they just got hit. Is that the cannons? Or is that infantry? I can't tell. The cannons haven't turned, so yeah, that must have been infantry fire. Wow, what was that? Hold on a second. That looked like it hit the ground also. Was it this artillery, maybe? I am not sure, but all right, hold on a second. We have some infantry that have moved forward here. These Spanish rifles lining up and just dropping those shots across the field, waiting for a response. Actually, I guess that we just had a response here from the Swedish forces. We have a cannon that has now fully reloaded, or they're in the process of reloading. Oh boy, this is going to be brutal. We're going to sit right here. I'm going to wait for these volleys. Big volley coming across the field yet again. You can see the pikes there in the distance, starting to move forward. This would be a crucial oh my god, look at those men dropping. They retreat. Oh, here comes another volley. This right here would be prime target. But it looks like they're just hitting this one unit. Pikes are making their way across the field, heading towards a rifle line. Pikes behind? Are these pikes behind them? They are pikes behind them. Okay, so there is a pike line waiting. Have not deployed their pikes just yet. The volleys still pouring in. Unfortunately, they've only killed 11 men And there comes the pikes. Okay. They have deployed. I'm going to assume that the riflemen are going to fall back once they get this last little bit of a volley out. Pikes coming through, so we're going to have a bit, as I call them, a bit of a porcupine fight going on. And there you go. Pikes deployed on both sides, stabbing away. Wait a second. No, they're retreating away. I guess they're just going to let their infantry, their gunners, just continue firing. And in there, these cannons getting a lot of good shots. Again, the musket fire behind them. But, oh, wait a second. We got something going on over on this side. Now, we have cavalry retreating back, so it does look like the Spanish force is actually starting to push out and win up here. Cavalry getting entangled into all of these Jaeger light-type infantry. Kind of starting to rout them up. Oh, yeah, they are. Yes, they are. We have infantry moving forward. These are all gunners. Nope, there's some pikes there. So then we have a couple of pike units moving forward. A lot of gunners moving forward, though. A lot of the rifle units moving forward. Let's see how we're doing back in the center. Not really very much going on here. A lot of cannon volleys coming here, though. Or coming from here, I should say. Looks like they just volleyed again. Going to start cleaning the barrels. Get ready to load up yet another charge. Back over on this end, the cannons moving forward yet again. But big, guys, dude, the volleys that come out of these games are insane. 192 rifles firing away. Each unit 192, boys. Come on. If you are enjoying this battle replay, which I honestly cannot see how you would not be involved or how you would not be loving this kind of content, honestly, make sure to hit that like button, drop comments, share the video, subscribe to the channel. If you guys are interested in Total War content, this is one of the channels that you definitely want to be involved in. Look at these volleys just pouring the lead across the field. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But it does look like, hold on a second, we got some infantry actually starting to move forward. Cavalry over here, another cavalry charge coming in, chasing the German mercenary reaters? I don't know, but looks like that cavalry unit's about to have a bad day. Yes, it is. Getting caught out there. Huge cavalry charge there. Huge, 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 huge. Look at this battlefield, guys. Look at how much Spain still has up over here. The army has absolutely engaged in the southern part, the western side of this battlefield. Spain is actually starting to envelop this first Sweden, or the only Sweden army that's down here. Netherlands do appear to be shifting a lot of their cavalry down in this direction, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units of cavalry on their way to aid their ally to push away the Spanish cavalry here. But again, destruction has definitely been set in on the Swedish cavalry to this point. You can see the lines now starting to fall back. The Swedish force retreating back. Hopefully they keep this corner alive here, though. Hopefully they don't leave this too far open for these Spanish forces to just press in here. But it does look like that's actually going to be the end of the fallback. Going to reload their rifles to get ready to start volleying yet again. Now let's see. The cannons are firing straight across here. Yes, they are. Firing right across. Unfortunately, clipping the ground a little bit there. And no, it did not make it into these infantry that are now starting to make their way forward. Do still have 2 cannons sitting over here. There's a general unit. No, it is not. It's a leader of some sort. Is that a general? No. Oh, it's a commander staff. Okay. So it's basically well, it's a commander staff. It's not basically like anything. It's a commander staff. So this Spanish force up here has not moved. I am very confused and slightly concerned for his allies. I don't know if that's him or if this is just his army over here. But he has yet to really move much of anything at all. His cannons are firing, though. That is for sure. The cannons are definitely firing. But back down over here, look at this. Oh, no. This Spanish force has now been cut off from his allies. You can see maybe that's why this Spanish force is starting to come in this direction to try and get into the backs of this Netherlands force. This small force has now moved over here and are getting absolutely devastating shots into the flank of the Spanish forces here. Again, pikes making their way forward. Rifles still firing away. Oh my God, it's so loud down there. So loud. But the Spanish forces here, Spanish and Sweden, oh God, look at this. Close quarter combat right here. Pikes now moving forward through the smoke. God, there's just so much smoke. I can barely see anything at all. This is crazy. Craziness. The Spanish infantry now actually starting to press in. Another pike unit moving forward. Pikes are not down. There they go. Pikes now being... Oh, never mind. They got put away again. So they're just going to stay as sword units fighting against each other there. 298. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. 297, 298, 152, 290. They're decent-sized units still fighting each other there. Okay. Oh, my God. Guys, look at how close these dudes are. God. Pikes moving forward yet again. That's going to cause the oh, they broke. Well, they routed at least. Maybe they didn't break, but a big charge. Look at that charge. Oh, my God. Huge charge into these muskets again. But big, gigantic volleys into these troops as they're trying to retreat away. Now, let's see how this force is doing. Still holding pretty well. Actually, hold on a second. Oh, they fell back. The Netherlands force actually fell back away, at least on this side. Now the Spanish forces reforming their lines, regrouping their lines. Looks like the Swedish army here, with the aid of his allies for just a mere couple of minutes, does look like this Swedish force is now starting to turn things around here. Starting to get a little bit better of a grip on this battle. Now let's get back up to the north. Again, this Spanish force has not entered the battlefield yet. I mean, he's on the battlefield, obviously, but he hasn't entered combat yet. He's still kind of just hanging out up there. So again, I don't know what's going on with that player. Did he DC right off the beginning? I'm not sure. I am not sure, but we have more Spanish forces here. Another company making their way across the battlefield here. Looks like that might be their line that they're going for. Maybe they're going to line up against this Netherlands force. Not really sure. We do have a general over here, though. He's at 27 out of 40, so he is still alive. At least half the unit is still alive. But cavalry again. Big charges. The Spanish cavalry trying to deal with this Netherlands cavalry, and it looks like the Netherlands cavalry is actually... Looks like they're actually winning this fight. Spanish generals getting involved, though. The Ferdinand jumping into the fight. Young, you can see right there, Cardinal Infante Ferdinand Young. So I don't know what that means. I'm guessing that's Ferdinand. But he has charged into the fight. But oh, no. He's getting surrounded. He's trying to get out of there. More cavalry pouring in here, though, for the Netherlands. Oh, boy. Units are breaking down again. Now the Netherlands force back over on this north end of the... I'm sorry, this west end of the fight. Really helping to break through the Spanish force. You can see now the Spanish are retreating back, possibly to reform their lines. A lot of cavalry has been taken out, and oh my God, look at this end of the battlefield. The Spanish force is now 100% cut off from his allies. Let's see another company of Spanish forces coming forward. They are getting shot as they're making their way forward. Let's get back over on this side. Has this army begun to move yet? Looks like they have. Okay. So we have life from the northern Spanish force starting to make his way forward. Now, what's the cavalry situation over here? Yeah, see, the Netherlands only have 4 units of cavalry up here. Look at this cavalry force that's still up here for Spain. This could be a beginning of a turn for this battle, for sure. I mean, there's still some more cavalry here, but I think that Spain has more. So there's 4, looks to be 8 units of cavalry there. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 units of cavalry here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes. Counting the general, we have 11 units of cavalry up here versus the 8 from the Netherlands. Will that be the beginning of a turn? I'm not sure, but the cavalry is definitely making its way forward. You could see the infantry now starting to press down the hill here. Probably going to try and get involved, start blasting away on this Netherlands force. Now back over here, I do see some of the Netherlands cavalry coming around. They have now gotten into the rear line of this Spanish army. Spain has turned his pikes around, at least that unit there has turned around. We do have pikes here still fighting along, fighting against some more of the Netherlands cavalry. This force here still fighting though. They're not gone. The Spanish on this end, up on the western side, still firing away, not willing to give up. Like we have pikes. Yep, pikes are starting to be moved up to the front of the line here yet again. Spanish force here getting rear charged. Yes, they are. Little bit of rear charging. But again, they're charging into pikes. They're charging into pikes. I mean, the pikes are, some of the pikes are facing the wrong way. This unit was not facing the wrong way. That unit definitely did get some kills. This unit was facing the opposite direction from where the Netherlands cavalry did charge in. But all right, here we go. This Spanish force has now gotten involved. Starting to get some kills. Breaking down some of those Netherlands units. You can see the cavalry. Yes, they are. They are starting to bring up those other 4 that were down over here. These other 4 units are making their way up here to the northern end of the line. This Spanish cavalry moving forward. Looks like they are getting ready to start having a charge. And we do have a charge coming in right here. Flanking charge in onto those gunners. And oh my God, what a devastating charge to that line. That was huge. More cavalry charges here, but it looks like the Netherlands are trying to run away from that engagement. Possibly maybe trying to get that charge to come in to have this second line of cavalry charge in as well. Not really sure what's going on, but the Netherlands line up here is now starting to fall quickly. The Spanish cavalry not giving up, continuing their press into more of the Netherlands cavalry there. That is a problem. The entire northern cavalry force is getting demolished. The Spanish cavalry still on the move. Oh boy. Oh my God, what a rip right there. Did you guys see that? Oh my God, that cannon force, that cannon unit right there literally just obliterated right here. Oh, good God. That was a crazy volley there. Let's see what's going on with this one. They are still reloading. Looks like maybe we're going to get a volley. Are we going to get a... No, they're reloading. They are reloading. Quick. Reload quickly. Get a volley. Oh, my God. This would be destructive. This would... Oh, they just took out another cannon. They have more men trying to replace... But more of the cannon crew is being killed off. Oh, boy. Oh, my God. Is this about to be a volley right? No, again. clipping down more of the cannon crew, and it looks like they have routed. Oh, that is gigantic. The cannon crew on the opposite side is broken as well. And here comes the Spanish force. The northern Spanish army is starting to clean up. Now, I know I focused a lot of time up there, but that was just because he really didn't do anything for the majority of the beginning of the battle. Back down over here, does look like Spain is starting to clean up over here as well, surrounding these Netherlands troops on either side. Oh boy, this is not a good time. The Netherlands forces getting taken out. I believe the Sweden force is already completely gone. I do not see any more of those dark banners. Does look like the Swedish force, the army of Sweden, have been annihilated from today's battle, boys. Good Lord. We still have cannons here in the center, though. Hold on a second. Still have 4 units of cannons here in the center, but look at that Spanish cavalry. Look at them moving around, getting into position to start rear charging. These cannons better start putting in some work. Oh, no, look at that. There are some. I didn't even see them here. Some units still survive. That is the general unit, Bernard of Saxe. I don't know. I don't know if he's alive, though. He might be. Oh, there he is. Nope, Bernard is still alive. Right there in the center. Okay, good. So the Swedish general is still alive. These cannons need to start ripping. Come on, boys. Start getting some shots. They are firing back there into those gunners. Oh, they're starting to break them, actually. I guess they fired already. Maybe?
Wacht tot ze in bereik zijn.
Nope, they're getting ready to fire. Over the head, over the head. Oh, these guys, these shots are going too far. These shots are going too far. Unfortunately, they're going to have to lower that angle just a little bit. Now, let's get back up here to the north. This Spanish force coming down off that hilltop is just absolutely annihilating everything up over here. Like the flow of water over sand. Just cascading down. Look at this Spanish force here. Oh, we have a little bit of a resistance here. Never mind. Shattered. Completely shattered. Wow. And more of these armies are now breaking down the balance of power. I think that's it, boys. I think that is it right there. Yes, it is. Last bit of units still holding anywhere? Yes, there it goes. End of battle. Wow, what a brutal fight. My God. Okay, so they are here. Okay, good. Good. So we had Sandwich here. I believe he's the one that sent a replay into the Pike and Shot Discord. He deployed 4,500, so almost 4,600 men. He lost about 2,100, roughly. He ended up walking away with 2,479 kills. Dr. Pyro coming away with 1,351 kills, and Louis there coming away with 2,012. They both got in about 4,300 and 4,000 men, so pretty good armies for them. Then we have Herschel here, deployed 4,100 men and walked away with 2,466 kills, so second most kills there. Then we have Killer coming in with 4,400 men, walking away with 1,600 kills. And again, we have Mortiso Lincoln here with 4,018 men, walking away with 1,171 kills. So very close to 1,200 kills. But all right, guys, there you go. End of a Pike and Shot replay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing some newer content back on the channel again. Like I said, I used to cover the Pike and Shot mod, and then I kind of fell off. But I'm going to jump back on that wagon and get some more musket games out for you here. If you guys enjoy this, you guys want to see more of this kind of content, feel free to find me on Discord. You can see the Hungry Wolves Discord link is in the description below. You can send me your guys' battle replays. Just the only thing I ask and I always request, if it's modded, feel free to please send the mod load order so I know how to load up the correct mods to get into the correct replay. But all right, there you go, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and as always, until the next one.